It's Friday night, and what the fuck are you doing? I'll tell you what you're doing. You're sitting home dreaming about sweaty, built men in underwear. And who better to do it with than the Iconoclastic Wrestling Podcast? And here's your host, Iconoclast and Dick Taco.
Welcome to the Iconoclastic Wrestling Podcast. I'm Iconoclast.
And I am your host, Dick Taco.
And let's talk about this week in wrestling. So, I got some stories to start with.
You got stories? What kind of stories?
Well, for one, I have a good update. Scorpio Sky is not dead.
Unfortunately.
He made an appearance on Friday night on Rampage.
Yeah.
There was a backstage segment of him in like what's supposed to be like an exclusive club backstage that looks like it's in like
the sinister minister back there snorting blow.
That looks like it's in someone's garage. No, it was him back there. Abaddon was drinking blood.
Oh, you told me about Abaddon drinking blood.
And Private Party was there, and Cutler was trying to get in, but the bouncer wouldn't let him through, and it looks like Scorpio Sky is going to team with Private Party.
If they go everywhere, how are they a private party?
It should. Oh wow,
that's Tammy. Yeah, we got ECW living dangerously.
Oh fuck! Look at that. That's when Taz drove.
Taz is the champ here. It's a main event. Him and Sabu.
Yeah, well, that's when Taz drove. Bam Bam through the ring.
Yeah, they went through the ramp one time too. I think it might be the same night.
I'm sorry. Sunny showed up on screen and I got distracted.
Back when she was good looking and she didn't look like 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag.
I told you, she is the ultimate anti-drug PSA.
She looks like an old, wet Glad bag filled with oatmeal. Like, she looks awful. She's like a sack of shit.
Like, even when she was...
She's the original diva, dude. Like, for real.
Did she ever wrestle?
Nah, she just managed. Jim Cornette found her. She was like 18 or 19. She patterned herself after, like, Hillary Clinton at the time and everything. Like,
Is that,
She started with... Primetime Brian Lee, I think, but even Smoky Mountain, yeah. Jim Cornette started her.
Okay, now, I just wanted to say, Scorpio Sky's alive. This is the first time we've seen him in over a year.
It's been too soon.
Where last year we had him sitting on a couch drinking wine.
Well, we saw that promo earlier in the year where he was in the bathroom or whatever. He was having a movement.
And then
it wasn't a moment, it was a movement.
And then I also want to talk about... Let me see if I can find the original Reddit thread.
Oh, Christ. Reddit, where everybody feels like a tough guy.
Times in
I forgot Taz beat Shane Douglas for the title back then. Shane Douglas, one of my favorites, by the way, doesn't get enough credit. Triple H wouldn't be anywhere close to the way his gimmick was if there was no Shane Douglas. He ripped off the whole leather jacket, backwards leather hat. It was all the franchise.
Okay, I don't think I'm going to be able to find it because it was a couple days ago. But it was this thing of like times in wrestling where like generations weirdly interacted. And a lot of it is
the what now?
Like where generations of wrestlers weirdly interacted with each other, and most of them come from early Ring of Honor and IWA Mid-South.
Okay.
With the sheer amount of strange...
After the Monday Night Wars, right after the Monday Night Wars.
Like we had Bruno Sammartino was on the first ever Ring of Honor show.
Doing what? He's not wrestling, was he?
No, he gave a speech or something.
Oh, that must have put everybody to sleep. They're lucky they were able to exist as a company. You ever see his Hall of Fame induction speech in 2013? I'm a huge Bruno fan. And I was like... The only thing worse was Mr. T the one year. Kane had to come out and give him the hook.
What's he going to do? Hit you with the sleeper hold?
Who, Bruno?
Yeah.
No, just talk to you. Yeah, his move was the bear hug.
Or the other thing of Bryan Danielson wrestled Kamala at one point.
Oh, yeah, back when he still had his feet.
Kamala.
He lost both his feet to diabetes. I mean, he ain't going to do nothing now but, like, rub two nubs together. Oh, he's dead now. But...
The first or the
Vote
second
Kamala 2024.
The first or the second one? Weren't there 2 Kamalas?
No, just spelled differently. No, there was a giant Kamala. That's something totally different. Kamala.
Oh, God.
Hey, be happy you're downwind. Kamala, that I remember was James Harris, but it was KAMA in like the WWF and WCW and all that. But in World Class, it was KIMA, and I think it was KIMA in Mid-South.
Oh! Holy shit! Holy shit!
What?
This is not a drill. I just found this out right now. On his 8th attempt, Zack Sabre Jr. has won the G1 Climax.
Wow! So now he's a Battle of Los Angeles and G1 Climax winner.
After
It's a breaking news, folks. I mean, it won't be breaking. We're going to be broadcasting this on Friday.
Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo. But
starring Ice-T.
On his 8th time as a participant, he defeated Yota Tsuji in the tournament final to win the tournament.
Is that a record? 8 times to take you to win? Probably not.
Well, he's gonna wrestle at Wrestle Kingdom
against the champ.
Yeah, that's what the G1 does. Because the first ever Gaijin to win the tournament officially is Kenny Omega. Though apparently Hogan won it, depending on who you ask. But
Hogan's the original IWGP champion when it was just like a tournament. Inoki got knocked out.
The first ever guy to make it to the finals of the first ever Gaijin to make it to the finals of the G1 was Rick Rude in like 1990.
1990 was it 1994?
I don't know. It was in the early 90s.
Did he lose to Chono?
I think so.
Because that was for the vacant NWA World Title after WCW left the NWA and they kept the belt and they made it the WCW International World Title.
Yeah, like when Ric Flair was champion, Sting was champion.
Yeah, then they unified him, and then Flair put Hogan over when Hogan came in like the next month. That was on a free Clash of Champions, though.
Oh, that doesn't sound good to me, brother.
Hold on, this might be Nick. Might be my son.
Oh yeah, I forgot. We haven't been able to talk about that because we didn't do a show last week.
No, you told me about it.
No,
I cared about it as much as I did.
On the show. We didn't talk about it on the show. I think our viewers deserve to hear that I succeeded in my quest of locating the Hulk Hogan sex tape.
Yeah, and he sends it to me, and my kids, 2 of my younger kids are around me. I don't know it's on a real porn site. I mean, you can't see anything.
It was in Russian or something.
It wasn't the whole video. I mean, it was only a minute 47.
It's not the whole video.
He is kind of old, but he put Gawker out of business over that.
It's not the whole video?
I guess. I don't know.
Obviously, the tape is longer, but all that was...
I like a pig tonight, brother.
I feel like I got off a roller coaster. I kept rewind, and then at the beginning of it, you have Bubba the Love Sponge.
He's in the doorway or something.
Yeah, he's like, all right, I'll be in my office. You guys have fun. You can just call me if you need anything. And it's so strange.
I've known guys like that.
What?
Like, that want to see their wife get fucked by another dude in front of them. Guys I grew up with, real weirdos. It can't be good for the relationship. I'm sorry.
Well, because the thing was that, like, I've heard the backstory behind this of why this happened, and then he talks about like
there's more.
No, and like he talks about like the girl that Nick's dating. She has a sister who wants to get with Hogan.
Did she see the tape? Hulk Hogan's home videos of bad fucking?
You can't even see his penis in it.
Who cares?
You can see, like, I kept rewinding it trying to see if you could see it, but...
It's like softcore porn, which is making a comeback, I heard. That's the problem with America, softcore porn. A couple years ago, we were watching tranny porn. Now we're watching softcore porn.
I don't know, it's like, there's not that much actual fucking in it. It's like 2 seconds.
It's awful. I told you should have just gone to a nursing home, got up in the air duct, and just fucking taken a video with 2 old people screwing. I mean, it would have been probably more flamboyant than that. That is awful.
It's all in like black and white too.
I know. All you see is his white ass. I put it up on one of the weeks in the past. Looks like he's wearing a white Speedo.
Okay, and also another thing we missed talking about was let's see if you have the video.
I didn't miss talking about the Hogan sex tape. I'm glad you found it so we can put it to bed.
Is that Tajiri?
Yeah, that's before he was like, Mr. Karate Man with the pants and all that. That's Yoshi. He went by his full name, Yoshihiro Tajiri. And that's super crazy. They did opening matches all, like in 98, 99. That show I went to in Atlantic City, they were to open a match.
Because another thing I wanted to talk about was Tongaloa. Quite possibly the worst wrestler I have ever seen.
What did you say? He makes Ultimate Warrior look like Bryan Danielson.
Yeah, he makes Ultimate Warrior look like Bryan Danielson or Carl Gotch. Because I've never seen anyone botch as bad as he does. And botch on as big of stages as he does.
The low blow at the last pay-per-view, first of all.
Well, that was the first thing I saw where I've never seen someone botch a low blow.
There's a botch right there. He fell off the top rope.
There's also, what else was in that video I sent you? There was
the 619 that I thought my phone was dying and it was in slow motion.
Where he falls in like the middle of it. There's another time where he knees someone in the face and he falls over. Why didn't you put the Eagles helmet on?
Because I wanted to.
And then
I've had this since 1981. This helmet.
Then there was this was only from a year ago. This was from last year's G1.
The low blow was from like a month ago.
Yeah, well, the other part was from this one part was from last year's G1 when he wrestled Okada, where he just keeps like slapping him in the chest.
And that was awful.
Yeah, he does that for like 10 minutes. That was sped up. That's the whole match.
That's terrible.
Like, I don't understand how someone can be in the business for so long and be such a bad wrestler. But that's what people are saying online. Like, how can you be a 15-year veteran and still be so green?
Well, maybe he wasn't that bad though forever. I don't know. But he's also been in tags for most of it.
Yeah.
Tama Tonga's done solo wrestling, I know. But, sometimes your partner, like, case in point, I know you don't like him, but Punk in 13, when he was in the WWE the first time, he got real ill with that MRSA thing. So they didn't know what was wrong with him. So they put him in tags with Danielson. And Danielson, carried him. So, I mean, you can mask. If you have a good enough other partner, you can mask how bad a guy is forever. Unless you're Techno Team 2000. Both of them suck balls.
Techno Team 2000.
Eric Watson, like Bill Stone or whatever the fuck is. I forget his name.
Tom Stone.
Tom Stone is my favorite Saturday morning jobber from the 80s. He looked like Tom Bosley from fucking Mr. Cunningham from Happy Days. He was so old. He'd come out in a singlet. Those guys would get like $50 for that. And the Iron Sheik used to beat the shit out of them. Because he tried to give them moves to do it. They couldn't do them. No shit, they're local guys.
It's like Tom Stone, Barry Horowitz.
Sandy Beach or Sunny Beach, depending on where he was at.
I know Kevin's
Iron Mike Sharp, yeah.
Iron Mike Sharp, that's who it was. Didn't he run a school?
No, that's Larry Sharp, up North Jersey's Monster Factory.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest wrestling schools.
Yeah.
A lot of guys went there. Damian Priest went there.
He stole a lot of people's money, though, from what I heard back in the day. Bam Bam said that about him. That's a good thing if you can find it on YouTube. The 3-hour Bam Bam shooting.
Oh, isn't that when he talks about Luna?
Yeah, he talks about shoving Dink in the fucking overhead compartment. He goes, that little stooge, he was French. He would always squeal and be like, oh, Bam Bam do this to me. He goes, I wrapped him up in fucking masking tape one time and shoved him in the overhead compartment. He goes, the stewardess opened it and she freaked out. He looked like a fucking glowworm. He goes,
speaking of stewardesses, I want to mention this.
Yeah.
So Top Flight, I think I showed you this in AEW.
Yes, you showed me. Yes,
has a new gimmick where they dress up. Where Layla Gray, who used to be one of Jade Cargill's baddies, is now back. Where she dresses up like a stewardess, and then they have Dante Martin, Darius Martin, and Action Andretti dress up like pilots with the short little ties, and then Leo Rush comes out.
All three of those names should be right next to me on the unemployment line. All three of them.
And then Leo Rush comes out looking like, I don't know what. And then
Leo Rush, huh?
And then they had a match against one of my favorite wrestling acts right now, the MXM Collection.
I can't say anything. I haven't seen them.
Mansoor.
And I don't plan on it, really.
And Mason Madden, who were Mason Mansoor. No. They were Massey and Mansoor in WWE. where they were maximum male models with Max Dupree.
Is that a Vince thing? They had to be Massois.
Yeah, that was L.A. Knight when he was first on the main roster. He was Max Dupree.
Coming from being Eli Drake to being Max Dupree, we have Steve Corino, the king of old school, on there. I have Living Dangerously 2000 too, where Dusty fights him.
But they have
Dusty beats the ever loving shit out of him when a cowboy hangs him.
But they have they just do hilarious shit. Like the whole thing, like Layla Gray was trying to distract him by like taking her top off. So then was trying to distract Mansoor, and then Mason Madden was trying to like show his chest off, and then she was showing off her ass, and he was showing off his ass. It was funny.
I didn't see you say anything about wrestling in that whole sentence.
They went to this is all on Rampage. No one watches it.
You did.
No,
but you wish you could take it back now.
I just saw it online. I haven't watched Rampage.
You showed me the Top Flight thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, it took them this long to come around to that gimmick with the stewardess shit. Their name's Top Flight.
Well, for a long time, one of them would be injured. Like for a long time, when I was watching, like the first year, like Darius Martin was out with a torn ACL, and then they were back together, and then they had the Reach for the Sky ladder match for the vacant Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships, and the Top Flight were in it, and Dante fell off the ladder and got a compound leg fracture.
Ooh. Remember when Ray Phoenix broke his elbow?
Yeah,
that was gross. That was gross too.
You can see it like bend back. I saw that on TV.
I know you. Kevin sent it to me right after it happened because that was when Kevin was really into watching it.
He still is it?
No, he doesn't watch it anymore.
He
lives so close to when they eat he's not that far from Jacksonville, and he's like I never go, and now he doesn't want to go because he goes he turns it on, he doesn't care for it anymore, so he doesn't really watch WWE that much either, so I can't. But
Bobby Lashley set to
Bobby Lashley. Wait, what you going right into the news? No warning, no nothing.
Well, I don't know. I'm just looking through our format, see what's interesting and funny to talk about.
All right, so let's just get into the news then, I guess, shall we? Pick something, anything, jump around. I don't care. It's been a couple weeks.
Why does Lashley want to become a boxer?
I don't know. He did MMA before too. He's a big fucking dude.
Was he in Bellator or Strikeforce?
I think he was in Bellator. Batista was in Strikeforce.
Wait, Batista did MMA?
Yeah. So did Jack Flaggart.
Jack Flaggart,
yes.
Let's see here. Luger answers why he thinks he's not in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, this was hysterical. Can I read what I wrote?
I know you ranted about this to me earlier.
Lex Luger answers why he thinks he's not in WWE Hall of Fame yet. Says he thinks it will happen, but he's not in, and I wrote this in cap, because he's a murderer! Duh! He also went on to comment about his SummerSlam 93 payoff. He made $50,000. He wasn't paid all summer either for being on the Lex Express tour. Didn't have a guaranteed contract like WCW, and he wasn't paid because he didn't wrestle all summer.
Why didn't they pay him for the Lex Express tour?
They didn't pay you. They only paid you if you were in a ring.
But wasn't that I don't know.
What, a violation of something? No, it's
I don't
you're an
know.
independent contractor.
I don't get.
Remember I told you the old contract? You were guaranteed 10 days, $150 a day. That's all he had to give you. So,
okay, find something else.
MVP promises to tell all about his WWE. So, I'm going to listen to that. I don't really give a shit. But also, I got other MVP news on here too. Where is it? Where is he? MVP trademarks the term Hurt Syndicate because he probably can't do Hurt Business because WWE owns, so he's probably taking it somewhere else.
AEW, maybe?
Maybe. But I don't know. Stop that. Stop that.
Another one of our running gags on
No, it's not. It's your running gag. I can't fucking stand it. Getting back to your obsession with the disgusting sex tape, Hulk Hogan may be suing Ben Affleck and Matt Damon over the Killing Gawker movie. He was not contacted before they went ahead with the movie.
It's a public story.
Yeah, but I don't know the legalities of all that stuff. So
I want to talk about this. So, Mark Henry was ringside at a WWE show with his son, who was part of WWE's awful Next in Line program.
What in the hell is that?
Where it's what they do now instead of taking talents from the independents, where they'll take college athletes, like maybe
like Gable Steveson.
Yeah, like a bit older than me, who know nothing about wrestling because they're way easier to manipulate and they'll work for way cheaper, and they know nothing about wrestling or negotiating contracts, and so then they'll just train them from the bottom up at the performance center, which means that they'll be shitty wrestlers. So,
yeah, but they'll work the way they want them to work.
Yeah, which is shitty wrestling. Nobody that I have seen trained in like the WWE style, if that even means anything.
Sure, it does.
Like none of the people that they have that I like were trained in that.
That's true. AJ, Seth Rollins, all those guys.
Sami
They're all
Zayn.
TNA. They're independent guys. Ring of Honor, most of them.
Chad Gable. Damian Priest, he was even in Ring of Honor and Pro Wrestling Guerrilla.
Who was he in Ring of Honor? Same name?
He was Punisher Martinez.
Oh, I've never fucking heard of him in my life.
He wrestled Naito once at like a War of the Worlds show.
Speaking of Rollins was written off TV.
Cody Rhodes, I mean, obviously Cody Rhodes, he was trained by WWE, but he didn't.
He definitely was. His style is it's a mix of the Performance Center and Dusty.
No, but like he didn't really hit his stride until he left.
Yeah, but he always wrestled that WWE style because he did it for like 7 years before he left, 7 or 8 years.
But was he ever good during that first WWE run?
I liked him in Teams Road Scholars with Damian Sandow. He had a mustache. He looked like fucking shit on his upper lip. It was awful. But speaking of WWE, they're eyeing Ricky Starks amid his AEW.
Nobody cares. He's like Scorpio Sky.
Yeah, well, you dedicated the whole cold open to Scorpio Sky.
Because it's a running gag of like, we gotta like put his face on milk cartons. Like that's like what people did for Veer Mahan, because they, like a couple years ago, because they would keep airing vignettes of him on Raw and he would never show up. So I've seen memes of like people like would put like his face on a milk carton. Like that's what I'm saying we should do for Scorpio, like we should have done for Scorpio Sky.
Unbelievable.
Remember when him and Ethan Page were the Men of the Year? And now Ethan Page is the NXT champion, wrestling Joe Hendry.
Oh, Joe Hendry. Gotta love him. He's the future of this business, guys like that. Joe Hendry, Braun Breaker. Who else? Who else do you see being good like 10, 15 years from now? I could see Hendry, Breaker.
I'm trying to think of AEW guys.
Might be thinking for a while.
Shut up. Ospreay's only going to be 45 in 15 years. He'll still be wrestling probably.
He's the future of the business. Oh, he's definitely him. Swerve, MJF.
Darby can be the
if he lives.
If he lives, and if his spine is still intact.
If he lives, yeah.
Jack Perry, I think, has a lot of potential. Even if you don't like him, you can't deny he's got potential.
Sure, I can. I can deny anything. I was never there.
Is that Mustafa Saeed?
Yeah, he's beating up New Jack. The Dudley boys paid him.
Is this when they were feuding? Is this when they were feuding?
Yeah, this is they only have like one match. There's Bubba. There's some racy language on this pay-per-view too. Wait till Bubba gets in Sid's face. If we're still on the air, I'll turn it up. I'm going to turn it up anyway. I'll send it to you.
Do you remember the thing, Joel Gertner? Do you remember Joel Gertner?
The quintessential stud muffin? Absolutely. He was a ring announcer in the beginning. He managed the Dudley boys for a while.
Oh, so this is what I wanted to say about Mark Henry. Henry
get back to that.
Is for because I got off track talking about their shitty Next in Line program because that's what the Sun's doing.
Yeah.
So let's see if I can find the full article here because I remembered like the gist of it, but I want to make sure I get the full context. Where is it? Mark Henry makes troubling comments about Vince McMahon allegations.
I started to read that article and I didn't, but go ahead and spit it out.
Let's see. I'm just trying to.
Wait, we're talking about Vince stuff?
Yeah.
Hit the music.
What's the music?
It's on. Go.
Oh, okay. Henry was on Stories with Briscoe and Bradshaw.
Okay.
He spoke of his experience working under McMahon and said, quote, he's going through a tough time. And all the stuff, this is referring to Vince.
Yeah.
He's going through a tough time and all of the stuff that happened recently and stuff. I never saw none of that. I never heard no negativity like that. Some of those people that y'all
I never heard no negativity like that. Go ahead. Sorry.
You try to talk like Boondocks?
Yeah, of course I'm talking like Uncle Ruckus. God. Go ahead.
I never saw none of that. I never heard no negativity like that. Some of those people that y'all talking about suffering, their suffering got worse when the money ran out. Like, where was the suffering when they were getting BMWs and $1 million? Did they pacify the suffering? That sentence doesn't
dude. She's a small girl.
Did that sentence doesn't even make sense. Did that pacify the suffering?
Ain't got no negativity. Don't make no sense either. That's full of double negative.
Because if you are suffering, you should suffer all the time, right? Nothing should get in the way of that. I don't know. I just come from a different time.
Mark Henry, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, like...
He didn't make himself look real good there. He's talking about where was the suffering when you make $1 million BMWs. I get that because I thought that myself. You have to look at it from both angles in the court case because Jim Cornette said the same thing too. He goes, well, he got her $15,000 worth of gift cards, and he said, well, we shit on her head. I mean, why not? See, she came back for more. But the whole thing is weird, but she was kept down. I'm sorry. Like, I can't.
Like, do you understand how terrified she would have been of him and all his people?
What about on the show we talked about when we went over the lawsuit in the beginning? When we went about where he was role-playing that he was Lesnar and he beat the fucking shit out of her. Remember that?
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm really fucking up with you tonight, aren't I, pal? But like, yeah, like, could be fucking crazy. I mean, he's a big dude. Oh, it's Little Guido and Antifaz del Norte.
Nothing. I just saw him. He just hit a sick clothesline.
These guys were nuts.
Yeah, most of them are dead now.
Nobody in the ring's dead right now, and I think Little Guido's still alive. He wound up coming over and being Nunzio.
No, because Little Guido showed up in TNA recently. They did a...
As what? Was he like,
Yeah.
Was he putting a ring together?
No, he was, it was him and, it was Guido Maritano and Tony Mamaluk. They did an FBI reunion of who they could get left.
I love them. The Godfather, the Big Don, Tommy Rich, and the Italian Stallion, JT Smith, who was as black as this beanbag.
And then he was also, and then they had Tracy Smothers.
Yeah, he just died a couple years ago. All right, per cage side seats, Randy Orton believed to have re-signed with WWE. Wrestling Observer newsletter says he'll be there now until he's 49. Because I believe he's like 46. And the current plan, to round out the WWE news, the current plan at Bash in Berlin is to have a strap match with Punk and McIntyre. I thought the natural shift would be to go to Rollins.
Yeah, but Rollins is out with an injury now.
That's right. I did just say that.
But Punk's definitely going to get injured doing that.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean,
also, I don't like strap matches. I've only ever seen one good strap match.
Who?
Danielson and Ricky Starks.
Don't say Lex Luger, Stan Hansen, Starcade 90.
What?
All I remember is Lex has a pimple in between his boobies right here, and it looks like it hurts. I just remember that. If anybody can find that picture, you'll see what I'm talking about. All right, and on to the All Elite Wrestling news. Hologram. We're going to round out tonight with the final Praise Jesus All-In preview because it seems like we've been doing it for weeks.
Well, I mean, this is their biggest show of the year, right?
Yeah.
I mean, next year, they already announced next year.
My favorite is Forbidden Door, but this is their biggest one.
Well, because next year, they already announced they're doing it in Texas.
Yeah, well, that's going to be, they've only sold, it's about half, it's a little more than half full. It's 45,000.
One thing about, speaking of ticket sales, because I know you always have to shit talk their attendance sales.
Oh, it's got awful.
For Collision this Saturday, they sold out.
How many tickets?
1,200.
Where, at that Reliant place?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, no, that's fine. I've said before they should go to smaller stuff like that. You're talking about like that place I sent you the Twitter thing from, that's like a 10,000 seat place. They only got 1,800 they're set up for. Like, it's got to cost him more to rent those places.
I know, I don't get it.
Yeah, that never made any sense.
They should buy the 2,600 arena.
2,300 arena.
2,300 arena.
Where's the 2,600 arena?
I don't know.
Is that down like 3 blocks down?
They should just buy the 2,300 arena and do all their shows from there.
I always make fun of you when I'm like, it's not about the tickets, it's about the wrestling. If they went to smaller venues like that, it could be about the wrestling. And the fan would get a closeness with something that looks like it's outlaw and like I shouldn't be here.
That's what. That's like what ECW was like.
Yeah, but like the closest, that's the Asbury Park Convention Center we're looking at right there. But the ECW arena, when Phil and I went there, like you are right on top of the action. There is not a bad seat in that house, and it's all floor. There's no like bleachers.
But I mean, supposedly that's why Shane McMahon might be getting brought in.
Nah, I think that's all bullshit. It's all publicity.
Here comes the money.
Tony's all about low sizzle on the steak. Between that, he loves doing publicity stunts. That, the Punk footage, you know.
The Punk footage. I remember when they aired that. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, that was, like, the videos from inside the arena. People were fucking pissed, man. They were annoyed that they stopped the show for that.
Well, after all,
and then Forbes.com put Punk beat up Jack Perry on the actual card when they reviewed it. God. All right, but anyway, Hologram and the Beast Mortos moved to active roster page. Alex Abrahantes has also moved to roster page after just being listed as an announcer. In news that
these guys are all wrestling on Collision. Hologram and the Beast Mortos.
Well, don't look now, but TNT Overdrive will appear after Collision Saturdays at 10 p.m.
Yeah, I saw a commercial for that. It's not a wrestling show.
What is it like?
They do like stunts.
Oh, it's even, kind of like even fucking dumber.
It's kind of like a reality / like competition show. I don't know if you want to see like Will Ospreay crash a car or something.
I don't know. That just sounds dreadful. Rumor going around that Adam Cole and Britt Baker are now broken up. Something about Adam moving out alone in Florida, and also Britt may have cheated on him with Christian Cage. I wrote, wow, not sure if that one's true, but I'm looking in on it. Heard it from several outlets.
Well, if Britt's available, in that case, I'll be making my way off this show very soon.
Be like Bob Uecker when he went after Moolah at WrestleMania 3.
I mean, Christian's a very attractive man.
Looks like John fucking Denver. Mr. Sunshine on my goddamn shoulders.
He's very attractive.
Thank God I'm a country boy.
I've heard the thing of her Adam Cole breaking up recently.
Yeah.
Supposedly, Adam Cole is going to be getting back to in-ring training soon.
Who?
Adam Cole.
I don't even remember what he looks like. It's been gone so long. That dumb shit.
He shattered his ankle.
Because he jumped off the high part of the ramp.
It's been almost a year.
Like nobody else even remembers how he got hurt except me and you.
I didn't know because like before that he had been out for like a year with a concussion, and then he came back for the summer.
And they did Brochachos,
which is one of AEW's best stories. Then becoming friends, MJF's natural face turn, and then him becoming a heel again.
The funniest thing he said was, "You're so pale and white. If you were alive in the '80s, Hulk Hogan would have snorted you."
And now we got MJF as the patriotic heel, which I really like because we've always done patriotic faces and foreigner heels in wrestling, and I like that they've done the reverse now, where MJF is like the patriotic, nationalist heel. America's the only country that matters, and he walks around with his American flag like he's Jim Duggan, and and he's got like a flag where it's his face instead of the stars, and he's going to wrestle Ospreay at All In for the AEW American Championship, because that's what MJF renamed the International Championship.
Somebody around the corner from here has a black and blue American flag. Do you know what that's about?
I'll explain it when we're off the air.
Okay, because I don't know what it is. It's the guy that lives right behind me here. But speaking of MJF, he was interviewed about the Britt Baker and his girlfriend.
I know, he said it's all bullshit.
Well, what he said was that almost all of it was what was written down didn't happen. He goes, me barging into a lady's locker room, screaming in the face of a 110-pound woman and punching a wall near her and not getting suspended doesn't pass the smell test. Said he blames it on wrestling news writers who count on clickbait for views.
Well,
that's per
Rutabaga
Face.
That's per Rutabaga Face. That's like the guys that watch their wives have sex with other men right there.
Yeah, Mr. Potato Head, David Meltzer.
Yeah. Meltzer reporting a hit piece on himself.
Adam Page and Jeff Jarrett have a heated incident back on the 8-8 Dynamite.
That was kayfabe.
I know. I wanted to talk about it.
They're feuding for some reason because Adam Page is like insane right now, and he says
right now.
that's his current gimmick is that he's crazy. He like has totally lost his mind, and he's just beating the shit out of everyone. And he's going after Jeff Jarrett because Jeff Jarrett's in his way of him getting at the man that stole everything from him. And it's not entirely clear if he's talking about Swerve. Is that Jerry Lynn?
Yeah, they go like 45 minutes here.
If he's talking about Swerve or Danielson. Because Danielson beat him in the finals of the Owen Hart tournament in a very good match. You know, Danielson and him had the best ever Dynamite match.
Oh, yeah.
They've done actually now a trilogy of matches where they're 1-1-1. They tied the first time, Heyman won the second time, and Danielson won the third time. But that's another guy, Heyman Adam Page. I bet he'll be like a Hall of Famer level guy in 10 years.
No, he'll be around a while. He's not a Hall of Famer level guy though.
I know you don't like him, but
no, I just think he.
You don't like Steven Jack Waltz?
Is that his name?
Yeah,
Jack Waltz, the guy with the horse head in The Godfather.
No. His middle name's Jack. His name's Steven Waltz.
He should have been Jack Waltz. He could have come out with a horse head. Like, you listen here, you smooth-toothed son of a bitch.
It's like what you say about the bounty hunter Brian Keith. He should have been Sheriff Bart, right?
From Blazing Saddles.
Hey, where are the white women at?
Speaking of that, Brian Keith admits WWE had no interest in signing him after leaving Booker T's school. I could have told you that.
And Big Bill.
Tony Khan, let's talk a little bit about this here. Tony Khan overrules the EVPs and brings back Britt Baker. Now, I understand
this
we're
is all
talking...
kayfabe.
No shit! You act like because it's kayfabe, I'm not allowed to talk about it. Reporting on a fake sport anyway. Jesus Christ. Next thing you're going to say is we're journalists again. But, anywho.
How sweaty RVD is. He hasn't even started the match yet.
If he can overrule those two little pussies, then what the hell is the point of any of this?
What do you mean?
Like, if he can overrule them, then how are they supposedly, like, running roughshod over everybody?
Because he can't, like, he only has so much influence over them.
It was like, what was the thing they did the other night with Ospreay where they barricaded him in? They barricaded him in the locker room. They had all those boxes for, like, the sound truck there. You know those boxes are on wheels, right? Which means he could have pushed
I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't seen
Well, you have to go back and find it. It was on Dynamite. Like, it was maybe last week or 2 weeks ago.
The idea is also that Tony Khan may or may not still be injured in kayfabe and isn't exactly...
Oh, he had a traumatic brain injury before he started this whole bowl of fruits and nuts
here. That's why
here.
Christopher Daniels is usually the anti-EVP authority figure.
Walmart, Adam Pearce, as I call him.
God. I thought you liked Christopher Daniels.
I do, but he came out that one night with his glasses on. He had a little bit of facial hair and a tie. I'm like, it's Walmart Adam Pearce. You called Josh Alexander Walmart Kurt Angle.
Yeah, well, that's entirely the truth.
But I just don't understand if he's supposed to overrule them.
He only has so much power over them.
He's got enough power to trademark the term meat mayhem. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, well, because remember...
It's going to be his job after when he works at a deli when he loses all his money.
Well, remember last year they were going to do the Meat Madness match? All the big guys in a match? And then they couldn't do it because some of the guys got injured?
Yeah, like a slew of them got injured. Like Wardlow was one of them.
Yeah, no, but...
Poor Wardlow. He has to keep getting over and then disappear, and he has to get over all over again. That's what I'm saying when you have too many fucking people, dude.
Scorpio Sky?
Yeah, like he's coming back. Like, what the hell? Like, why could you possibly want... Like, were you home? He was home one night. Tony goes, you know who I miss? Scorpio Sky.
Oh, God.
Maybe he'll be appearing in the stadium show in Australia in 2026 that they're talking about doing now.
All right, let's do the final All-In preview.
No, there's still more news in here. You just pump your brakes, kid. Take a Shit had a very good G1 run,
yes.
which was left off. Then that wasn't really talked about on TV.
They'll talk about it when he gets back. That's usually what happens.
Now, is he full-time talent with AEW?
Take a Shit?
Yeah.
Yes.
Kanosuke Takashita?
Konosuke Takeshita.
Whatever.
Yeah,
I announce every syllable like
he made it
George Takai.
He made it to the final 6 of the G1.
Cool. And in horrible news that I heard, Bennett and Taven recaptured their Ring of Honor tag titles on the 8/18 on the 8
No, they didn't. They lost them.
No, they got them back now. This must be taped or something. It's going to be on.
No, they lost them on Collision. Collision was yesterday.
Wait a minute. Somebody wrote here that they won them.
What? No, that's impossible.
I swear to God, I read that before. Hold on. ROH tag titles. Now we got to fucking look. Because I wrote the wrong date down, and I wrote 8/18. That's
No, current champions Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara.
Huh. Who the fuck was that? Who the fuck's giving me bad shit here?
You're a fucking
Assholes.
idiot.
Yeah, that was on Collision last night.
Well, good. I'm not upset then, because I didn't want them to get it again. All right, and a little bit of miscellaneous
So
news.
now Dustin Rhodes is both one half of the tag team champions and 1/3 of the Ring of Honor Trios champion. Because he's a Trios champion with the Von Erichs, and now he's one half of the tag champions with Sammy Guevara, who should not have a job here. If anyone should be fired, it's him.
He's an ugly man, too. Scott D'Amore relaunches Maple Leaf Wrestling with himself as the president. I hope they do well. And news we should have got out of the way earlier. Kevin Sullivan tragically passed away on 8/9 at 74 years old.
Was he the Shockmaster?
No, he was the Taskmaster.
That's
Shockmaster was Fred Ottman. Typhoon. Tugboat.
Tugboat.
And Paul Burchill signs exclusive contract with the NWA.
Of course he fucking did. That's the exact kind of fucking person they'd take.
All right, and right before the All In.
Oh, yar, mateys! No, he should go to TNA so then they can have him versus PCO and he brings back his Jean-Pierre Lafitte gimmick and they do Pirate
I can
versus
see
Pirate.
it now. Burchill comes in, swinging in on a rope like Earl Flynn, and then it just ignites something in PCO that he remembers he used to be a pirate. And then they have a winner-take-all match for the only pirate gimmick in TNA.
No, it's like
and nobody cares,
like
and nobody sees it.
It's like a Jolly Roger on a pole match.
No, they do it on a pirate ship. They have like a dun, 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 dun.
Or they do the thing like in Pirates of the Caribbean where they do a sword fight inside like a water wheel that's rolling. You know what I'm talking about?
This is the day you almost called Burchill Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, I remember they would do stuff with him and William Regal.
And on to the Vince news before the final All-In preview. Judge denies Vince McMahon's motion to uphold the federal freeze on the case. And Carlton Culker, the steroid doctor, he's filed a complaint against Janelle Grant, saying it's part of a smear campaign to ruin his business or ruin his reputation. All she wants is her medical records. You can't really keep them from her.
Okay, here we go. And now, to finish our show.
No, I'm not done yet. And Vince McMahon, health deteriorating. That's per Linda McMahon. Lee Cole brought it up. Said it was due to a back fusion. Lee Cole, I got problems with you because I don't know if you're a Trumper, but you sure sound like one. He's pissed all over Jim Cornette about what Jim said about Trump at the Republican National Convention. Also, now he pumps Sportskeeda and had that fuck Russo on his show and was all chummy with him. Beautiful for clicks. You just lost a subscriber, Lee. I'm sorry about your brother and the Ring Boys bullshit and that he's not around anymore. But
Bro. Listen, bro.
All right, let me get to the All-In preview.
No, I'll read it because I want
to look at it. Why don't you?
Because I want to see your raw reaction to it.
All right, fine. I won't look.
All right. We only have one match for the pre-show so far.
Oh, there'll be 6 more.
No, there's usually like 3 to 4 matches on the pre-show.
Depends. Good.
Chris Statlander and Stokely Hathaway versus Willow Nightingale and Tomohiro Ishii.
Who's Stokely going to wrestle against? Willow?
No, I told you. It's a mixed tag match.
But who does he wrestle?
Ishii.
What is you crazy?
That's the funny part. Think when they had Stokely versus Hook.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh God, that was amazing.
That would be amazing if Stokely's there.
Because Stokely made it work.
Well, he is like a big chicken shit. So
the winning team will choose the stipulation of the match between Nightingale and Statlander at All Out because they've already announced 2 matches for All Out.
What are they?
MJF or Will Ospreay versus Pac.
Oh.
Pac gets the first shot. And Willow Nightingale versus Chris Statlander for the CMLL World Women's Championship.
Oh, they going to buy all their people up too?
See. Tony Storm versus the Glamour Mariah May.
Totally looking forward to that. Anything with Tony Storm. Tony Storm's gold. She's another one that's great.
MJF versus Will Ospreay for the AEW American Championship.
Who do you think goes over in that one?
I don't know.
I think Ospreay does.
Yeah, it's
because MJF's the heel, right?
Yeah.
Definitively.
Yes.
Okay.
Jack Perry versus Darby Allin in a coffin match for the TNT Championship.
Jesus Christ.
What?
First of all, I hate Jack, but he's got a lot of guts getting in the ring with that guy.
I also saw that Jack Perry debuted last night a new design for the TNT Championship. It's all painted black.
Like it's all black, even the plates?
Yeah.
Oh, God. So it looks like my WWF title belt that I left in my mother's attic for too long, that all the silver paint came off of it.
Mercedes Moné with Camille versus Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, for the AEW TBS title.
That'll be a good match.
Yes.
I'm hoping Britt wins, though, because I don't know. Mercedes needs to go back somewhere. She's another one that. Did you see the shit the other night when she was like, "I know you people aren't going to come out here and chant for Britt Baker," and then she stopped and nobody chanted, and then she said it again. I mean, like, she's not. Just because you get paid that much, don't mean you're over. So.
Orange Cassidy versus everyone else to be announced in a casino gauntlet match.
Why are they having a casino match on there? I guess they need something because it's a big stadium show.
For a future AEW World Championship match. This is where apparently everyone who doesn't... This is kind of like when they used to do the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, where it's like everyone who wasn't at WrestleMania, just here's a match you get to do something in. I guess that's what they're doing here, like where everyone who doesn't have a match is just going to run in, and the last person standing gets a World Championship shot. Supposedly Ricochet's going to show up, Shane's going to show up, Mustafa Ali, Michael Oku.
Now, see, Shane could be in the match. I could see him doing that on like a one-off thing because Shane's still in really good shape. But
he's got terrible those quads.
There was only one, or that was his knee or something. I forget what it was.
Chris Jericho with the Learning Tree, Big Bill and Brian Keith versus Hook.
So it's all three of them versus Hook?
No. Big Bill and Brian Keith are at ringside. Last chance match. If Hook loses, he can never challenge for the FTW Championship for as long as Jericho is champion. Why is that a punishment?
Who cares? It's the fucking...
And Jericho said that Hook will no longer be forced out of the Jericho vortex. That's good.
It's hard to get out of his ass.
The Jericho vortex.
You know what? I'm glad I didn't look at it because this is better this way.
I do hope that like we can go to a show again that he's at, because we want to make that sign where it says like that I saw someone make where it says, "We're not booing you because you're a good heel. We're booing you just because we want you to go away.
You suck. Get back on that country road and get lost." You.
He says, "I can't retire because if I retire, I'll have to go into every single wrestling Hall of Fame immediately."
No, he's not going to go in any of them. He keeps this shit up. This is a detriment to his career.
The Young Bucks versus FTR versus the Acclaimed in a three-way tag match for the World Tag Championship.
Fucking FTR. Can I just say something about
what?
The way they are now, where they went away for a while and they are so cooled off. They were the best tag team in the business. They're all cooled off now. They might as well have stayed in WWE when Vince wanted to make them clowns, and they would have survived that by now. Because like they're hurting their chance of going. They need to leave. I mean, I don't think they're doing shit over there, and they're doing these rah-rah speeches still. Like, I'm so happy I can feed my family. So am I.
Well, every major company right now has a shitty tag division.
Oh yeah, tag team wrestling has not been good in probably 20 years. I'd have to say. Like, since, like, the demise of Team 3D and all that shit.
Match number 9. The Patriarch.
9 fucking matches.
We have 10 matches.
Oh, okay.
9 matches on the main card. So far. There probably
there's
going to
be more. There's going to be a couple more on the pre-show,
Patriarchy, Christian Cage, Killswitch, Nick Wayne, Endor Mother Wayne, under the Freebird rule.
Oh my God.
Versus the Bang Bang Gang, Juice Robinson, Austin Gunn, and Colton Gunn versus House of Black, Malachi Black, Brody King, and Buddy Matthews versus a fourth team to be determined in a 4-way London ladder match for the AEW Trios Championship.
A, that's ridiculous. B, that Drek can't be on the fucking pre-show. That's something I want to miss because I woke up late.
This is going to be a good spot fest.
I don't like spot fests, though.
Just
AEW's got too many spots. They're so aerial anyway. You want to have a spot fest there? Why don't you slow it down and have a ground-based match or something, you know?
Well, that might be what the main event will be. Swerve Strickland with Prince Nana versus Bryan Danielson in a title versus career match.
No, they'll be high-flying. Both of them are high flyers.
Danielson not.
Yes, he is. He's not as much as he used to, but the missile drop kick, the Shining Wizard, the headbutt, all that shit. But I don't know. The show should be good though. It's always a good show.
Yeah, AEW. Say what you will about their weekly TV, but they always have great pay-per-views.
They do. They have very.
There's only one AEW pay-per-view I've seen that I can say was like not worth watching, and that was World's End back in December.
I saw that one. That was not good. I did not see Wrestle Dream live. I watched it later.
That
was
that
good.
might be their best.
That might be the best show of last year.
That might be their best show ever.
All In was pretty good last year, though.
So was Dynasty. I really like Dynasty.
That was this year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was April or something, right?
April 20th.
Yeah.
Because that has the best match of all time on it that I've ever seen, at least.
That was pretty good. That
Danielson and Ospreay.
Yeah, you knew it would be good when you actually saw it, anyway. So.
Well, you got the two best wrestlers on. I mean, Okada still needs to get a match.
Yeah, he's not doing anything. He's like a background character. He's like the Big Bill of the Elite. I mean,
no, he's not.
He doesn't wrestle. He's got the Continental Drift title or the Continental Breakfast title.
He's wrestling this Wednesday.
Against who?
Claudio.
All right, there you go.
What?
It's good enough for you saying he needs a match. Like, oh, you mean he needs a match at the show?
Yeah.
He just needs a match, period.
Well, what they need to do is they need to unify the Continental Breakfast title with the because the way they're treating the Continental Breakfast title is it's like a guaranteed entry into the tournament at the end of the year.
Okay.
Like when you have the belt, you get an automatic entrant into the tournament, which is like their G1 when you have like 12 guys, 6 guys in a block.
Yeah, because Okada going to face the winner of the Continental Championship?
No, the way it works is it's kind of like the KOPW belt in New Japan, where
that belt.
Hey, that belt is amazing. That's how New Japan does their gimmick matches.
That's awful.
Where the way it works is like when Tongolo and Great O'Khan had a lemon eating contest.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's just fucking awful.
But they did a the way it's working is the winner of the initial Continental Classic was Eddie Kingston. He got the original Continental Championship, which he then lost to Pac, which he then lost to Okada. The way it works is that now that when whoever has the belt at the end in December, when the tournament starts, when the tournament is set to start, they get an automatic in to the tournament.
Okay.
And then the winner of the tournament, if they were not the previous holder of the belt, gets the belt.
Okay.
And then that's how it goes.
You used to do that with the All Japan tag team tournament, too, where the team had to give up the belt.
And then if the same person enters the tournament and they win the belt, they keep the belt.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you explained it to me because I don't know what the fuck's going on here. So,
because they do have too many belts, mainly with them bringing in the Ring of Honor belts.
Now, we have not decided yet if we're going to do...
We'll see.
We might do a live broadcast during All In, which obviously we won't be able to show the actual show because of copyright.
So what's going to be 4 hours long?
Yeah, how am I going to be on the air with you that long and not try to strangle you? But anyway, I guess that'll be it for this week. We'll see.
Possibly with Mother Wayne as our guest host for that show.
Oh, well, it's just that you're really making me want to do it now with my sister involved. So,
all right, sign off.
Good night, everybody.
Get your hand off my penis!